There's a price associated with our ability to spread out and stretch our legs that you wouldn't have in more dense cities.
We've got an extensive network, especially given our population.
The city of Kansas City is 317 square miles. We're the same size as the city of New York City. They have 8.5 million people, we have 470,000 people. So we don't have the same tax base to maintain that same level of infrastructure.
Missouri has 34,000 miles of roadway. It's the 7th largest system in the nation. Our funding is the opposite of that. I think we have the 4th lowest funding per mile in the nation. In a perfect world for us, we'd have all the funding necessary to take care of what's already built, keep it safe, keep it in service, and do that out of people's way when they're not using it. We do everything at night or weekends. And probably most important is the safety. Fatalities keep rising clear across the U.S. We would love to be able to make more improvements that increase people's safety and reduce fatalities.
Most of the dollars that we're anticipating for the region for the next 20 plus years are really dedicated to maintaining what we already have.
We barely have enough money to keep things in service that are out there now. We have very little money to build the new projects that people want, the new interchange, the extra lanes, the more capacity.
Right now, both states really rely on gas taxes as the main way to pay for road and bridge and transportation investments in general. Missouri has among the lowest gas taxes in the country and the lowest in the kind of 8 states that surround it. The last time in Missouri it was raised was in 1992. It hasn't been raised since then. The Hancock Amendment limits the legislature's ability to act on their own to increase revenues, has had an impact on transportation funding. In order to either shift to any significant new way of paying for transit or even raising the fuel tax, generally takes a vote of the people to accomplish. It's a high hurdle in Missouri.
The state of Kansas does have a gas tax. They have a sales tax, but that sales tax has been used in recent years to support other parts of the budget.
With the dire state of the budget of the state of Kansas, where they've depleted out the Department of Transportation dollars, the money to expand freeway systems here in the metropolitan area on the Kansas side are going to be a lot more limited, and they're going to be pushed out further in the future. So therefore, we need to start finding some alternatives.
An area that we've got our eye on is what the impact of some of the emerging technologies, driverless and connected vehicles, alternative fuel vehicles, may have on both the demands on the roadway network and on the capacity of the public sector to really pay for the system. I think as technology changes, the way that as a country we've relied on fuel taxes as the main way to pay for transportation investments, that's a challenge. I think we're starting to see vehicles that use different fuel sources that don't really fall into a per mile or per gallon kind of model. So as we see more electric vehicles, as we see more natural gas vehicles, looking at other ways to pay for transportation than just relying on the gas tax is going to be important. And I don't think we've gotten to the place yet where we really have the political will as a community or as states to really tackle that.
We continue to try to figure out a way to tax it, generate the revenues for it. We've got a 1-cent sales tax for capital improvements that does a lot of road and bridge infrastructure. We're asking voters this spring for a general obligation bond issue to address that basic infrastructure. We look for federal grants whenever we can, but it costs about $1 million a block to reconstruct a section of road.
The buck stops here, and that's what politicians need to do. And they need to be able to sell it to the people. Just build what you can pay for. Go to the taxpayer, be honest, say, look, this is what we've got to do. In Platte County, we have a dedicated 3/8 cents roads tax. And because of that, we can handle and take care of our roads.
The state is focused on what I would call economic growth, job opportunities, and unless you have the highway infrastructure to support that kind of development, it's not going to occur. So that's the importance of making sure that these kind of street and highway networks are funded.